Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of Coffee with Father James. I hope you grab a real cup of coffee and join me today. Well, it's been quite a week, a very unique week in our parish. The most obvious reason, of course, was Deacon Rob's ordination. Deacon Rob is now Father Rob. We had an amazing celebration at the Basilica, at the Cathedral, on Saturday morning, and then at all four Masses throughout the weekend, Father Rob presided at the Mass. I preached a homily, and if you check out the homily video, I've got a little, almost like a summary of the homily that I gave this weekend. But do you know what? We added a fourth Mass this weekend as well, and a whole bunch of things. We added a fourth Mass, plus we had music. More about that in a minute. But altogether this past weekend, we had over 425 people at Mass, so a new record. Now, we're very much aware that we had a lot of visitors that weekend, so that certainly raised our numbers, but still, it's pretty exciting as we continue to grow, as people continue to come back. So please continue to spread the word, and now that we've got a fourth Mass, there's a lot more room, there's a lot more space to grow. As I mentioned, this past weekend we had music at Mass, and we have volunteers who have stepped forward to serve at every single Mass, and that's great news. And now it's a bit chaotic, it's a bit all over the place, but something is better than nothing. And I have to say that it was beautiful. The music was really well done. And what we're aiming for, it really is eventually to have different styles of music at different Masses, to have a diversity of styles. And I'm very much aware that not every style may appeal to everyone, but please know that we're not seeking to impose a uniform style upon the parish, but rather one of diversity. Now, as exciting as a return of music is, I realize that for many parishioners, particularly the parishioners from the St. Peter's location, that this is bittersweet. I get it, I do. The fact that we've got music again in the liturgy, but it's a different type of music, different people, and I get it that's probably bittersweet for you and a bit difficult. Again, in the music sphere, we received permission just over a week ago from Dr. Strang to allow congregational singing, so you can sing as long as you've got your mask on. And I spoke to Archbishop Dunn this past week and found out that as a presider, I'm able to sing at the liturgy as well without my mask. So I'm looking forward to singing. I hope that it's something that eventually you look forward to rather than dread. So some things slowly but surely moving towards the realm of the familiar. Still in other ways, of course, we still have a lot of restrictions in place. One of the things that's returned is this past week was our first week with I think an almost full slate of office volunteers. So our parish office was open with people answering the doors, the phones, Monday to Friday, 9 to 12 noon and 1 to 4 p.m. And it's fantastic. We're getting there slowly but surely. This coming weekend, we have the third of the New Foundation series. It will be week 3, and we're looking at the question is, what is your dream for our parish? As in previous weeks, the in-person meeting will be at St. Peter's location on Saturday, 9:30 to 12, and on Monday nights on Zoom from 7 to 9 p.m. Would love for you to be a part of that gathering. Even if you haven't gone to the previous ones, it'd be great to have you there. Go to the parish website, Our Lady of Guadalupe.ca. I was actually reminded by one of our Mexican parishioners she said, Father James, you're saying Guadalupe with a Scottish accent, so I have to say Our Lady of Guadalupe. I think I've got it right. So go to the parish website, sign up, and this coming week is the topic of what is your dream. Remember, we've looked at where are we right now. We looked at a lot of information. The second meeting, we looked at what are we called to be, what kind of church are we called to be, where are we called to go. We looked at church documents, the diocesan vision document. We looked at our particular context. And this coming week is going to be a lot of fun. It's really about connecting the dots between what's in our heart, our dreams for the parish, with where we are and where we're called to be. So it's going to be a different kind of meeting. Again, lots of time for input, for reflection, discernment, prayer. But this one is going to be very, very enjoyable. Speaking about those meetings, we are working on packaging up the video version of the presentations, and week one, by the time you watch this video, week one will be ready. It will be available on our website, so go check it out. We've compiled the whole meeting down to an hour and a half video that has all of the presentations put together. So hopefully that will be helpful for you. On the not so positive front, one of the challenges we face with this new reality of our parish is all of these buildings and trying to manage them. Both the work that it takes to manage these buildings and also the costs. We shared last week about winterizing both the St. Paul's location and the Immaculate Conception location, and we're going ahead with plans to do that by the beginning of November. And as I said last week, that's going to save us about $30,000. And I know that was tough news for some parishioners to receive, and there was, obviously some people who were a bit upset with that decision. But honestly, I don't see what else we can do. We simply cannot continue the way that we have in the past. So hard decisions. Another thing that's happened this past week, in fact today, as we videotape this video, today we found out that St. Anthony's Church building was broken into early this morning, and that's the third break-in at that location. So unfortunately, the door was smashed in, the sacristy door was kicked in. There was a bit of damage done to the church, but it doesn't look like anything other than that was done. So we're engaging with the police and continuing to try to secure that particular location. So again, it goes with the territory right now, and we're doing the best we can with that. Speaking about details and organization and such, we have one more. This is the final week for the applications to come in for the new staffing positions that we've advertised, the Director of Communications and the Director of Operations. Boy, do we ever need those positions, especially the Director of Operations. That's going to be a massive job to help us cut through the chaos of what we're experiencing right now with so many details coming into our laps and so much to learn, and the need to put new systems in place, systems that not only will help us to manage the present, but systems that will help to move us into the future. So please pray that we may get the right candidates applying for that job. So that's probably enough for today. That's a lot of information, and I didn't even get to take another sip of my coffee. So that's what I'm going to do right now. God bless.